Alrighty, we are live. So let's just have a look see. Wait a minute or two. I'm just going to roll some of this on whilst I wait. I tried to set this up with my proper camera, and for some reason, I'm finding YouTube Live so difficult to navigate. It used to just be go live, bam, it would work. For whatever reason, it's not like that anymore. Same with Facebook. Facebook did the same thing. It screwed me over. All right, so I'm going to turn my proper camera off because that doesn't want to be working. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me move this a little closer. Here we go. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm using, this is from Wiccan Sage. This is a little roller bottle, and it is the realm beyond. It's really great for connecting in when you're doing readings. So pop that there. Hello, we have people on. Yay. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, now the Mercury retrograde is over. Yes, we are in the shadow period, but the worst is over. Thank you. You can hear me. Great. I am hopeful that this will have much less issues than last week, because I tried to go live last week. I'd done my hair, my makeup. I was filming something else. And then I thought, you know what, use this beautifulness and go live, because I'd just reached 10,000. And of course, that did not work. I tried twice. The camera didn't work. My connection was down. Apparently, my husband said he tried to tune in and watch, and he watched as my face froze and then like melted on the screen. You couldn't hear me. It was bad. It was really bad. So we're back. We're back again. I couldn't even put those replays up. Like, I had to delete them. They were bad. They were, Mercury. Seriously, I was praying to the Mercury gods. It didn't work. Did not work. But we're here today. We're back. Yay. So I have my tea. I have my cards. I have 3 different decks that I'm using today. And I can also jump on and do a little mini astrology reading as well if anyone wants. So if you're not aware, this live is a big old thank you to every single person who has subscribed to my channel. I am beyond grateful. It is so amazing, especially here on YouTube. It is really hard to get subscriptions on YouTube. Followers on things like Instagram and TikTok especially, it's not so hard, right? That sort of, they jump. I found different platforms are easier and less easy. And this one has been potentially the hardest, followed by Facebook. I don't really use Facebook except for reviews on my business. It's just a bit of a, I use it for groups. I use it for my Patreon group, and it's much better for groups, but not for like just the page. Anyways, so here we are. I've got a couple people watching. I am doing readings. So we've got Megan, Small Baker. Let me know if you would like a reading. I can do a tarot reading. We can do astrology. If you want astrology mini readings, you need to give me your name. Oh, not your name. I don't need your name. Your date of birth, your birth time, and it needs to be exact, and the location of your birth. Whilst I'm chatting, I'm flipping over into my Astro app on my computer. I hope it doesn't switch off me when I flick across. We'll see. We shall see. All right. So let me log into that so I can do this for y'all. Access my Astro app now. So Megan says, yes, astrology, please. So as I said, just chuck in your date of birth, time of birth, and we'll have a little look-see for you once it opens up and once you say that. Anyone else as well, as I said, if you want a reading, you can just simply pop your question in the little chat box. If you just want a guidance, like, I don't have a question, just tell me that. Just be like, yo, general reading, or yo, what do I need to focus on? Something like that, okay? Hello. Thank you. All right, so we are, let's see, the 30th of the 4th. Let me open this up for you, my dear. So this is for Megan Marie. 30th of 4th. What year was that? 91. Okay, and then we have 3:01 p.m. So 15:01, and that is in the USA, PA. So US. Thank you for putting PA, because I have no idea. If you had just said Gettysburg, I'd be like, what? Where's that? All right, PA, Gettysburg. How do I spell that? Gettysburg. There we go. All right, let's pull this up. I wish I could share my screen with you, but I don't think I can on a live like this. However, if you ever want to see how I do this sort of stuff, I often show it when I'm in my Patreon lives, which are once a month. So all you do is you just sign up as a Patreon, you get live readings once a month. Every single month, you get new and full moon ritual worksheets. You get free, ad-free podcast episodes. Like it's cool. It's cool. Alrighty. And you get to ask questions as well of the podcast guests in advance, which is fun. All right. Megan says, I have taken some astrology classes. Awesome. Good job. So let me see. So I'm just going to focus on Megan at the moment, but I'm sure you guys will learn a little bit as well about this because with astrology, we all have all of the signs in our chart. We are always a mixture of all 12 of the zodiac signs. Okay. So we're not just like just your star sign or your sun sign. Okay. And some people are like, oh, I don't relate, but that's because we're all different, right? So if you know at least a little bit about your birth chart, you're like, oh, yeah, for me, I'm a Scorpio moon. And you hear me talk about someone who has a Scorpio moon, then you can start to understand and look into that as well. So let's just go through your big three. Now, your big three are your sun, your moon, and your rising. So your sun sign is in Taurus, and that falls into your ninth house. Then we have your moon sign is in Sagittarius in the third house, and your Virgo rising. Very cool. All right. So I'm going to flip over into this chart. So I'm not going to be looking at these comments for just a minute or two. But if you guys comment, that's fine. I can scroll back up. Oh, my hair is getting all, it's like really humid here today. I don't know if you can see it's starting to frizz up because we've had a bunch of rain and then it's kind of warm now, but it's still raining. It's a bit odd, overcast and all that. All right. So when we talk about your Virgo rising, I'm going to move my camera that I was going to use because I keep looking at that one, which is not the right one. Pop you away, mate. Don't need you right now. All right. So Virgo rising. Now, Virgo risings, this is talking about what your role is here to do. So sometimes this is the actual career that you're here to do. Sometimes it's literally just the role that you are here to inhabit, right? This might be something you do in your everyday life. Now, for a Virgo rising, this is going to be to help heal and to help remove blocks and obstacles from other people's lives. Okay, so you're sorting out, sometimes this can come through as almost like sorting through their symptoms, right? So if you've ever thought of the typical archetype of Virgo, that would usually be like an editor. Okay, so someone that's going to go in to your novel that you've painstakingly written and go, you know what, there's this many spelling mistakes. This is a grammatical error. These are all the problems here. These are your like symptoms that we're finding out why it's not flowing. We're going to remove those, get you all cleared up, and get you back out with a perfect novel, right? That's an editing sort of thing. But that's not just the only way it comes through in novels or traditional work like that. This could be in things like working in naturopathy. This could be working as a pharmacist. This could be working as, I often find Virgos are very attuned with the natural elements and things like animals. So this could be working with, as a veterinary, like as a vet. I don't know why that word's like escaping my brain. So there's so many different ways that this can work around, but you're just remembering that you're here to basically remove the blocks that other people have and help them smooth out their life. So it's healing in a way. There's a lot of healing vibes. There's a lot of service vibes as well. So it's not often being the one in front, the one in charge, right? It's almost just doing some of the background work, right? Happy to just do the background work as long as it's helping someone and it's serving people, okay? This is the sign of service. So that's your role, okay? And then you can look at things like your career zone, which for you is in Gemini and Cancer, to see sort of how that sort of mixes all together and what you could be doing for your perfect career. And I go through that in all of my astrology reports as well. So I've just flicked back. So Megan, you say Reiki. Yeah, Reiki. Perfect. That's perfect Virgo energy, right? Now, when we look at what you're going to be doing right with that time, you need to make sure that you're balanced with your moon sign so that you are emotionally fulfilled as well. Because otherwise, if you don't take that into account, then we do all this stuff. And we're like, why don't I feel right? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but something's not quite right because you are a whole person. So you look to your moon sign, which is in Sagittarius in the third house. So what this tells me is for you to feel emotionally validated and fulfilled, firstly, you need to talk out your feelings. Whether this is when you're happy or when you're sad or when you're angry, you need to talk it out. If you do not have someone there to talk it out with, do it with yourself. Write in a journal. Speak into your like audio recording thing on your phone. Just get those words out, okay? This is really crucial for you. And also when you're happy, it's not just when you're sad. If you're happy, you're excited, you want to talk about it. You want to tell people about it. If you're upset, you're like, hey, I need to just like chat this out, right? If you have a brother or sister, they can become almost like your confidant, right? This is your third house that your moon falls into. It's related to siblings, neighbors as well. So if you don't have a brother or sister, start fostering a relationship with your neighbors. That's going to be really fulfilling for you. Now, it falls in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is this sign of exploration and getting out of your comfort zone as well. So make sure that you are doing that. If you're sticking to things that are comfortable and inside that comfort zone, you're not going to grow and you're not going to feel like you're doing what you're supposed to do anyway. So try something new. If you're feeling a bit upset, watch a movie that's like a foreign film. Get cultured, read a new book, dive into a special interest, and let yourself just learn everything there is to learn about it. And then once you have, just drop it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. And then having your sun in the ninth house, that doubles up that Sagittarian energy. Okay. So learning is going to be really crucial for you. And being in Taurus, your sun in Taurus, that means you're here to provide calm and stable environment for other people. Okay. So calm, beauty, stability mixed in with this beautiful healing energy. If you are doing Reiki or Reiki master, that is perfect for that energy. Okay. So hopefully this helps give you a little insight into your astrological nature. All right, so let's have a look. Yes, you've said, yes, that's what I've been doing lately. So much learning and growing. Yes, and that's what you need to do. And you'll be constantly doing that throughout your life as well. So learning, growing, learning new things, taking classes, anything that's like stimulating your mind. Okay, that's what you need to be doing. You are very welcome, my dear. All right, let's have a look. So if someone wants to ask a question, as I said, we've got astrology. I'm not going to do all astrology because they're a bit lengthier, but I've got my tarot cards here as well. I have my Thoth tarot deck. I have my Rider-Waite-Smith, and I also have an oracle deck here, which is the Sacred Self-Care Oracle. So that would just be like, hey, what do I need to do to take care of myself? If you have that question, pop it in. I'll pull one of these cards for you. They're really cool. They're really cute. So let's pull that out. Otherwise, if you have a question for the tarot, just simply say, hey, like this is my question. Or you might say, I just want a general reading or just guidance, that sort of thing. All right, Small Baker says, may I have a tarot guidance reading, please? Sure. Let's have a look. I'm going to go Rider-Waite-Smith because it's in front of me. Let's have a look. Ooh, I'm sure that sounds great into the microphone, huh? All right, so let's just do I'm going to move this a little bit. Sorry if it makes a noise. There we go. Let me know if that sound changes as well. I just need space to spread them out. Okay, didn't think of that beforehand, did I? It's my first time really working with the microphone. Is it better? Have you guys noticed? Have you ever tuned in live before? Let me know. All right, let's have a look for some guidance for you. Okay. Oh, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This card here. So what this often tells me with the Wheel of Fortune card is things are happening in the background, things that you actually can't really control because it sort of needs to happen, right? So the audio is very good. Thank you. I'm very glad. So I don't know if you've ever read, and this is a little nerdy coming out of me. There is a book called The Wheel of Time series, and this card always makes me think of something that they say, the wheel weaves as the wheel wills. Okay, it's a little bit hard to actually say out loud, much easier when you're reading it. But the wheel weaves as the wheel wills. And this is kind of like the fabric of destiny in your life is going to happen the way that the greater, I don't know, creator, universe, whatever you want to call it, wills it to be. Okay, there are certain things in motion in behind you. Okay, so sometimes this can indicate some surprises coming in that you didn't see coming, right? Some unexpected things coming through. Doesn't ever tell us if it's good or bad. It's a surprise. Okay, so almost like you can't be prepared for it. The one thing that I do recommend with this card is, you see we've got these little figures all here. Okay, these are representative of each of the elements. Okay, so we have, cups, so water, fire, air, and earth. And this talks of balance. Okay, so just make sure you are balanced at the moment. This is how you'll handle that unexpectedness better, as long as you're balanced. All right. And the other thing here is the Sphinx, and she's holding this sword, and I see this is the sword of truth. So truth and knowledge. So what you can do to prepare yourself is make sure that you are being truthful to yourself, speaking your truth, you are balanced, and that's going to put you in a good stead for anything unexpected that comes through for you. And as said, could be good, could be bad. It's hard to tell. This card is like you're not meant to know. But yeah, things are happening in the background for you. Okie dokie. Anybody else would like a reading? You just let me know. Give me a holler. Let's see. Congratulations. Thank you. Yes, I'm very excited. 10K was hard to get, guys, on YouTube. It's a bit harder. It's like people don't hit subscribe anymore. All right, Katya, if you'd like an astrology reading, you'll just have to pop in your date of birth, time of birth, place of birth for me. If you are in the US, then you'll need to write down the actual state abbreviation as well, because I don't know what they are. You're welcome, my dear. I know Wheel of Fortune is kind of like doesn't tell us much, but it does tell us stuff. It's one of those cards. Sometimes when it comes up in some readings, it's like you're not meant to know. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Cards say what they say. I say, okay, so Katya, if you don't know the time, then I'm not able to, just because it won't be accurate for you, right? There's only so much you can do. I can talk about your sun sign, but again, that's relevant to lots of people. It's not as specific if we don't have a time. Rising sign is the thing that we need. So the rising sign changes degree every 4 minutes. So that's why the birth time needs to be as accurate as it is, because, just say you're born certain time, like right now, or you're born half an hour from now, that can be a totally different sign. And your rising sign dictates all the housing placements as well. So that could be the difference between having your sun in the 9th house or the 10th house. So you might express yourself the best through teaching, or you might express yourself the best through your career. And that's a big difference, right? It could be the difference between having, let's say, I don't know, a Scorpio rising or a Libra rising. So they're totally different energies. So we can't take a guess. You can do something called rectification. There are astrologers that specialize in this, where they try and find your birth time by working backwards off major events in your life. I don't specialize in this. It's very lengthy, and I don't have the time for that. And it's not something that I'm interested in as well. I like doing what I do, and there are other astrologers that love doing what that is. So have a look for a rectification astrologer. They'll be able to help you out and go from there. Otherwise, you can do sunrise charts, but again, it's not super accurate. So let's say tarot reading, yes, in love life and finances. Okay, let's have a look. We'll try the Thoth. Let's have a look. This one can be quite clear. So let's see. I guess you're wanting to know what's coming up, I guess, in both of those. Let's have a little look-see. Alrighty. So for Katya, love life. And finance. Okay. Good cards. Good cards. So the first one for your love life, we have this one here. So now these ones are a little different to the Rider-Waite-Smith, right? So this is called, this is the 3 of discs, which is 3 of pentacles. Now, traditionally that card is about teamwork, working together, group work, that sort of thing. But when you look at it in the Thoth tarot deck, it's got a word down here, which is works, okay? So what that tells us is your love life, there's something in the works. There is something happening there, but it's almost like, it's going to require a little bit more of a group effort, if that makes sense, to get you where you want to be in your love life. Now, there is the Mars rules over this as well. So Mars and Capricorn are the rulers of this card. Now, Capricorn is very much like goal-oriented, right? So very much, this is my goal, this is what I want. I have a very specific view of what I want. So in that regard, doing something like a vision board can be really helpful for you manifesting the person that you're wanting to be with, or the style of relationship that you want to be with. And then Mars is very sexual energy, very go-getter energy as well. So you need to take an action step to get there. But having that 3 of pentacles is like you have to work together. So whether this is, in some people might use a matchmaker or a service or something. It's almost like you can't do it alone. Okay, go out with one of your friends as a wing person to help you along. Go on a double date, a blind date, that sort of thing, where you're using friends or using people around you to help you find the person that you want to find. Okay, but it's in the works. It is happening. You're going to have to take some action steps and really visualize and get clear on what it is you're actually wanting out of your love life. Okay, usually 3 of cups would be threesome as well, but this could sometimes be construed that way in this sort of a reading. It's kind of like you could if you wanted. And then the other one, There's this one here. So this is the Knight of Discs or Knight of Pentacles, okay? Now, the Thoth, as I said, is just slightly different, okay, to the the Rider-Waite-Smith or standard tarot deck. So Knights almost take place of the king, but not really. So in terms of finances, any of the pentacles is mostly going to be a really good sign. It does sort of signify a standstill, like I mean, he's not moving. I'm going to show you this card. He's not moving, right? He's prepared for what's to come. He's not moving. He's just sort of taking in where it is at the moment. But again, there's that long-term goal. Knights are on a quest, right? They've got this goal that they have in mind. It's like savings goal, right? They're going to save something. But at the moment, it's not the time to make any changes. Just sit back and wait for a little bit. It's not the time to invest. It's not the time to start anything new. Just wait a little bit, and then the next step will just sort of open up to you. At the moment, you're assessing what to do with your finances. Just let yourself assess, be aware, be open to the possibilities, and then, knights, they often react. They're reactive. So he's not going to sit there and go, I feel like that might be the right path, or that might be the right path. I'm not really sure. A knight is actually going to be like, oh, a dragon is in my pathway. Let me now jump to action and spring and do this, right? So you're sort of waiting for something to trigger you to do that. So just wait. You'll know when to make a change or a jump or a difference in your finances based on what happens to you. So I hope that helps. Time for waiting, but it still bodes well, okay? It's not a negative card in terms of finances. All right, let's have a look. I do have room for one more. Oh, my tea's gone cold. Cool. And this is not a cup I can reheat because it's got like gold foil and stuff on it. Stay wild, Moonchild. All right, if you have room for one more, I'd love to hear you. Love tarot for a Libra sun, Libra sub, Libra sun, Taurus rising, Scorpio moon. My name is Ty. All right, Ty, looking super sharp tonight. Thank you. And it's actually afternoon here, 1:30 p.m. Interesting. Sorry, pause you for a second. Katya's just said the previous relationship I had was with a Capricorn. So I wonder if the Three of Pentacles was related to that person. It could be. It absolutely could be. It could even indicate someone that you met through that person, if that makes sense. Because again, it's Three of Pentacles. It's like this little triangle of people, okay, ruled by Capricorn. But again, really the ruling card is not always going to indicate the person, okay? And there's no figure in that card. So if it was the Queen of Pentacles, I would have said like, hey, there might have been a Capricorn in your life, but it's not. It's the Three of Pentacles. So it's more just that ruling, like get goal vision oriented, if that makes sense. Okay, evening here in Vancouver, Canada. Hello, or I should say, a Canada, eh? There we go. I did used to live in Alberta, but that was 10 years ago. All right. So for Ty, you wanted to have a tarot reading. Did you have a question that you wanted? Did you have like what you wanted? You just let me know what you're thinking. Canada, eh? Yeah, there we go. I got there in the end. Was it a specific question or general or focus, guidance, whatever it is? Let me know. Relationship in general. I'm guessing love, relationship. And guys, I also have the Sacred Self-Care Oracle if anyone needs like a what do I need for myself right now type of thing. And Victoria, yes, I am still doing readings. So if, and then I've got Trash Pirate as well. I'm hoping that doesn't disappear above. If it does, just comment again. Congrats on 10K. Thank you. Very excited. All right. So this is for Ty. And this is a relationship general. So we're going to have a look. Ha! That's so funny. That's so funny. I just pulled the Three of Pentacles again, but in a different deck. Like, what? Three of Pentacles. So now in this one, you can see it's totally different, right, to the other one. Let me see if I can pull the other one up. That's the two different cards, right? Same card, but totally different vibes, right? We can really see this like a triangle, and this one is very different. Again, working together, teamwork is the vibe with this one. However, it's slightly different for you. So this one feels more like where you're at currently is potentially like friends. You might be like friends with a few people and kind of sort of seeing or testing the waters. Like, is this gonna grow? Is this gonna grow into something else? Because threes in the tarot are very much creativity, birth, and growth, right? So it's sort of like the beginnings potentially will start with friendship with someone that's in your like friendship circle, friendship group, that sort of thing, or you might have your eye on someone. And looking at where it's going, I pulled another card for you, and we got the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is excellent in regards to love, romance, that sort of thing, right? It almost is like this celebratory, woohoo, we made it, we're together, like that sort of like announcing and announcing a wedding engagement, announcing a relationship has started, becoming Facebook official, like that sort of an energy is what's coming up for you, okay? But it is, I'm in a failed marriage that never ends. Oh, well, look to your friendship circle. Look to your friendship circle where you are now, okay? Because it does feel like, and as I said, this one here, this is like wedding energy, right? We often see this in cards come up for weddings. So this is boding really well for your future. This card doesn't say failed marriage. This one has like a separation, as we can see here, or potentially even like mediation. Okay. So you can either focus on your current marriage and turning that into like focusing on your friendship with that person. Like if that can restart, respark that and grow into something again and then renewing vows, that could definitely be how these cards can interpret. Or it's looking towards your current friendship circle and seeing if there's anything there that can grow more into this. Okay. But that's sort of how it's flowing together, the 3 into the 4. Let's have a look. But yeah, 3, that one's not really. I was going to say it could be like counseling. It could be. I mean, we see the 3 figures, the 2 and the 1. It's almost like 2 parts. Okay. Let me do a little quickie for you here. A little quickie. And let's see if it is supposed to be. Let's just see. Well, cards. Okay. Cards. So we have outcome if you were to continue with your current like marriage, if you want to try and like revive that. That's going to take a lot of work, a lot of effort. That's a lot of strategy, planning, determination, and motivation. Okay. You've really got to both be in on that together. Otherwise, it could turn into a bit of a war. It's the Emperor. But going through to looking at something else, we have the Hierophant. Okay. So that's a much more grounded energy. So in terms of looking at your friendship circle that you have currently and diving out into that a little bit. This as well can signify the church. So it's almost like if there is a marriage there, that's an organization, right? That is industry, that sort of thing. So this can be almost like a nullify? What's the word for when the church is like, I recognize this marriage is no longer a thing? Whatever it is. Yeah, it feels like this is more as well. I'm just so coming through at the moment. Divine guidance to potentially shift out of where you are currently into a new relationship. It doesn't feel like this one's going to grow into something else. Hopefully that helps. All right, I'm going to go back up to Trash Pirate, which I love your name, by the way. Can I have a tarot reading for spiritual advice in general? Let's have a look. Let's go back to the Thoth. Check it out. I wonder if I can scooch this down a little bit. Might be a little better. All right, let's see. So, Trash Pirate. Okie dokie. Congrats from Texas. Hello. Okie dokie. I used to work in Texas, if you can believe it. Out in Dale, which is a tiny little town in the middle of nowhere. All right, so we are doing Trash Pirate, and Trash Pirate wanted to know some spiritual advice in general. What is the advice for your spiritual practice? Cool, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. Cups are the water element. That's all about intuition, right? Intuition, relationships, emotions as well. It's just getting colder and colder. All right, so Knight of Cups, I'm going to show you what it looks like. This guy here. Okay, now this one is ruled by Cancer. Okay, so you can even see right at that top right, top right. I don't know if it's right for you guys or if it flips it. Top right-hand corner, there's a little crab there. It's ruled by Cancer. Firstly, the guidance here for you is to try and sidebar into your divine feminine a little bit more. It feels like that's lacking or that's not as prominent in your practice or in your life. It's almost like you just need to focus on that for some reason. So, divine feminine side of you. And the divine feminine is all about your capability to receive. Okay, so this is receiving your intuitive hits. This is receiving guidance from above. This is receiving, all the good that you're trying to manifest or put out there and receiving it back. Okay, so the divine masculine is your doing energy. It is your action energy, and divine feminine is your sit back and receive. Okay, so this can also call for a little bit more time rather than trying to do things so fast, just waiting a little bit more, okay, in terms of your spiritual practice and whatever it is you're trying to garner out of that. If you're waiting for intuitive hits or for communication from guides and gods and things like that, it's almost like you're going a little bit too hard, and that can block you, okay? That hard energy is blocking. So just be open to it, sit back and be like, okay, this is what I want. I want to be able to increase my psychic abilities, or I want to be able to do this. That's what I want to do. And just put it there and just sort of, all right. And now we wait. And you just kind of wait for a little bit rather than, all right, I want to do this. How do I do it? It's not working. It's not working, because then that just blocks you. All right. So just be okay with things not happening straight away and just sitting and waiting and being receptive, because sometimes just the act of being receptive and open, regardless of anything coming through, is enough to sort of like open you up a bit more. Okay. So that's kind of how it feels in that regard. Being the Knight of Cups as well. I'm just seeing what else is coming through here for you. Yeah, it just sort of feels like you have this spiritual goal that you want to get, and just to be a little bit softer with it. Okay, that's what's coming through for you there with the Knight of Cups. All righty, let's scroll back down. All right, just a student says, what information do you need to do a reading? So question, whatever question you have. I've also, as I said, got the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, which is really good if anyone just wants to know what it is they need right now to feel better, feel more like themselves. All right, let's see. And Zaneb has put in a question: does someone miss me and want more with me? I won't do third-party readings. It's part of my ethical tarot reading guidelines. It is on my website as well. So I don't read for third parties. If they have not consented to a reading, I won't read on them. Okay, so it's about you, what you need in your life. I'm not going to help with what someone else thinks of you. So feel free to ask again and a different question. All right, let's see. Moonchild, may I get a reading as well, please? Struggling on starting a crystal or jewelry making business. Cool. Trash Pirate has said, wait, actually what you're saying was the things I was thinking. Thanks for your kindness. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm trying to finish this before it gets too cold to be like drinkable. I wish you were hotter, but you're not. That's okay. So I got carried away talking, and it's been about an hour since I actually made this tea. I'm surprised there's any heat left in it, to be honest. And it's such a big cup as well. I'm almost done. All right. Hello, Ariana. So I'm going to do Moonchild. Struggling on starting a crystal jewelry making business. We're done. Thank you for your patience in watching me drink my tea. Alrighty, let's get into this. So this is for Moonchild 87. Let's have a look. So don't need to know your star sign stuff. I can help with that if you want, but not super necessary. But thank you guys anyway for putting in there just in case, because that's great. Great energy. Love your work. All right. What do you need to help get this business off the ground? Okay, what's something you can do right now that's going to help? What do you need to stop doing? What's not helping? All right, let's have a look. All right. What do you need to do? This one is the Judgment card. Now, with this card, this is like You are not making yourself known enough, okay? Talk yourself up, right? We can see this beautiful angel here with this big trumpet, like trumpet it out there to the universe. Like, hello, would you like crystals? I got jewelry. Like, that's what I need you to do, right? Get out there and toot your own horn. That's what this one says. Okay. Toot your own horn. Say it loud enough that people notice you. Say it loud enough that you wake the dead, basically. All right. We got these people standing up in their coffins. So you want to make sure, like at the moment, how are people finding you? How are people knowing about you? Are you talking about your stuff? Are you telling your friends and family? Are you actually on social media and trying to show people what it is, right? Get out there, try lots of different methods, and then stick with the ones that work, okay? For me, getting my business out there was TikTok. TikTok was my biggest thing. That's great for small businesses because there is just such a possibility for going viral and getting out there to so many people. Might not be straight away, but you never know until you try, right? All right, that's what you need to do, okay, to get your business off the ground. So get out there, tell the world, toot your own horn. What not to do, okay, what's not helping? And this is a bit of a sorry card. This is a bit of a pity party card, okay? So focusing your thoughts, and this is very thought related. This is ruled by Gemini. Very, very in their head, okay? Can be anxious as well, but this is like, oh, it's not working. Nobody likes my stuff. Maybe my stuff's not good enough. It's a bit of imposter syndrome as well. Maybe I'm not the one that should be doing this, or those sorts of feelings, and they all kind of make you feel really crappy inside, right? This is like brokenhearted. This is like, oh, I need this to work because I want. It's just that sort of energy, right? You get out of that funk because sometimes repeating those things over and over, right? A belief is simply a thought you tell yourself on repeat. Okay. A belief is simply a thought you tell yourself on repeat. So you need to change the things you tell yourself on repeat because otherwise they're going to turn into your beliefs about yourself and your business self-worth and all of that jazz. Okay. So when you notice it, let's just say it's like, oh, no one likes my stuff, right? Let's say that's what it might be. You go, stop, 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 stop. My stuff is amazing. I make incredible stuff. My stuff is amazing. I make incredible stuff. And just say that like 10 times to replace what you just thought, okay? Just trial that. And you're not going to remember to do that all the time. And it's not going to happen all the time. But just changing a little bit sometimes is going to help. And then it will start retraining those neural pathways into new beliefs. Hopefully that helps, my dear. All righty. And also, so because you are a Scorpio rising, see, it's interesting. If you can do business astrology. So if you know what the exact like moment you either registered your business as a legit thing or knew you were going to, like I have the idea for my business on this day, this time, or this is the day where I picked my name, whatever it is that was the point where you went, this is a thing that I'm doing. If you can run a chart for that and look up that, you can look into business astrology. So things like if it's a rising Scorpio, if your business is a rising Scorpio, you can look at that's how your brand should look, right? That's your branding. So a rising Scorpio would be very dark, mysterious, black, cloaked, veiled, like that sort of spooky, like it can, those are the sorts of words, dramatic, right? Really deep emerald greens or jewel tones, like that's kind of what comes to mind for a business that would be Scorpio rising, okay? If it was a Gemini rising, it'd be super playful, like tons of different patterns and yellows and pastels and that sort of thing, really youthful and fun. So it can be really intriguing to do that. If you don't know the time or whatever, just look up when you registered the business. It can be a good starting point. Otherwise, that's actually the name I chose. Oh, which is the name you chose? But yeah, so I don't know what I said that you responded that to. But yeah, so that can be really fun for doing it. My struggle is actually making the stuff. Scorpio rising is what you named it. Cool. Awesome. So I wonder if that is what it is. Your struggle is making the stuff. Look, if you already know what your sun, moon, and rising is, right? So obviously you know a little bit about astrology. Go and look at your Mars sign. That is going to help you motivate yourself. Okay. For example, let's do a quick little thing, a quick little run through. And you guys, if anyone knows their Mars sign, this will help. Let's see if I can do it. It's a Mars and Leo. Great. Okay. Two things. The first thing for anyone with Mars in Leo, what you need to do is block out time. Okay. Do not try and multitask. Do not try and do it. It will fail you. Block your time out. So literally go, all right, I'm locking myself in this room for 2 hours. Nobody disturb me, and I'm focusing on making X, Y, and Z, and that's what I'm doing. Okay. And then focus your intent on there. Leo, Mars in Leo needs to devote their entire selves to doing the thing that they want to do. Okay. Otherwise, if you can't, if you're distracted or if people are interrupting you, or if there's other things you've got to do, you're going to lose motivation because you're not giving your whole creative self, your whole authentic self. So that's your first thing. Second thing is you need feedback. You need verbal feedback from people telling you how amazing it is. That's going to motivate you. Okay. So you can get this a couple of ways. Choose a couple of influencers on social media that maybe are around about the 10,000 mark, 5 to 10,000. Okay. So they have a following of $5 to $10,000, because 5 to 10,000 people, and maybe look at their aesthetic and go, hey, they look really cool. They would really suit this earring or this jewelry that I made. I think they'd really like it. Shoot them a message. They might not respond. Who cares? You haven't lost anything. Just say, hey, I am a new business. I would absolutely love to send you this totally free of charge just to get your feedback. If you want to make a post about it, great. That'd be fantastic, right? Most of the time, if they do see it and they're going to respond, be like, yeah, great. I love what it is. They might not like it. If they don't like it, they'll probably say no. But just say, if you like this, I'd love to send it to you and you can wear it in your posts or whatever. I've had tons of people do that, especially when I was a bit smaller as well. And then I found all these brands as well that I'm like, I actually love this brand. This is fantastic. I'm going to talk about it all the time. I'll wear it all the time. So you can get a lot of interest that way, getting your name out there. But what it also does is they might receive and go, oh my gosh, I actually love this. If they make a post about it, talking about it, then you can repost that. And that's going to also light you up inside. Giving it to friends and family, asking for their feedback. Those sorts of things can be really, really helpful for garnering your confidence. And you're really going to have to focus on asking for reviews when you do send out products. Put a little card in there that says, I'm a small business. It would mean the world to me if you could, leave a review on Google on this or this, and make it easy for them. Give them a clickable link in their invoice or give them a clickable link in their email, whatever it is, make it easy. Okay. All right. So let's go now. We did, I feel like I've missed a couple. So I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Summer's Day says, wondering how the spirits see my next year going. Let's just have a little look for you. All right. This is for Summer's Day. How the spirits see my next year going. Okay. 2 cards here. All right. So we've got Knight of Wands and 4 of Pentacles. Okay. So this one seems like it's going to go pretty fast, right? The year itself is going to go pretty fast, and you're going to feel like you have lots and lots to do and almost like lots of energy to do all these things. But what might be lacking in the next year is the ability to finish the things that you start. Okay. That's not always a bad thing. Maybe you just need to start a few things and not follow through with them. It's almost like keeping busy. Okay. Definitely keeping busy and feeling like you're rushing through the year. This one, though, is the 4 of Pentacles. And so this one is it's ruled by Capricorn. And it's very much, what's the word? Not safety, protected. It feels like the next year you're going to have to protect your energy a little bit more and just focus on protecting your own energy, right? So it's going to be this balance of wanting to do all these things, but also making sure you're not totally depleting yourself, okay? Finances are looking like they're going to go keep pretty steady. It's going to be good. So that's a good thing. They're not going to be like amazing, but you're not losing anything. But yeah, definitely keeping your energy protected is coming through for you, and don't stress about not finishing things. That's totally fine. But just use that momentum and that energy to try and focus on the things you want to get finished. And don't mind if you're dabbling your hands and things. Okay. That's fun. It's like exciting. It's going to be a bit of an exciting year for you. Okay. Feels a little balanced there, which is good. Kind of like this home energy and this out energy. Both. All right. Let's scroll me down again. Let's see. So we've got Angelus. Could you pull a card on what's next for my love life, please? Thanks and congrats. You're welcome. So So Moonchild, just going back to you. I hope that helped. Hope that helped you. All right, so let's see. I'm jealous. Could you pull a card on what's next for my love life, please? What's coming up? All right, so we have this card here, which is the Eon. Now, this is an interesting one. This one is like the Thoth deck can be really weird and really strange. So this feels a little bit like what is the word? Feels like there's something that's going to be happening, almost like something coming to an end, and something new that's going to come out of that, and this melding of two coming together, which is good. But it also feels a little bit divinely inspired, like there's going to be some influence there that's sort of going to bring something about that needs to happen in your life. And I actually feel like this real karmic energy coming through as well for you. So I'm not going to use the word twin flame. I don't actually think twin flames are a thing. Probably more like someone that is in your soul group or your soul family that you've known before, and it's going to feel really like deeply like a deep recognition of this person and a deep knowing that you've known them before. Okay, so just keep an eye out for that. Like if someone reminds you of someone you can't place it, you're like, I know this person. What is happening with this? This is like that inner knowing and this divine guidance of someone that you're kind of supposed to be with. Okay, it feels a little divine and etheric. It's hard to describe. Okay, so it feels like in terms of your love life, something is definitely happening, but it also doesn't feel super soon. This is kind of giving me like probably 8 months, 6 to 8 months from now is kind of where it's leading up to. Okay. All right, let's go the next one down. So I'm going to do Ariana Palmer. Can I get a general reading after the others in the lineup? Let's have a look. Did anyone want the Sacred Self-Care? I got it sitting there. Let me know. Let me know. Okay, so this is for Ariana Palmer. General reading. Okay, let's just see what's coming up here for you. All right, Two of Cups. Two of Cups often is like when people think of the Lovers card and the idea people have around the Lovers card is really the Two of Cups card, right? This is the real love card is what this one is. We can see these two people like meeting on equal ground and like sharing this cup of whatever it is together. It's very much relationships, duality, two people coming together. Okay, so it's a really, really nice card. It bodes really well for love life, for relationships, all of that. It's very, very strong in that regard. It also can carry a message sometimes around health, I have found as well, but signifying like good health and a focus on health coming up for you. But making sure that if your emotions and your relationships are balanced, this will affect your health. Does that make sense? Like if you're finding yourself really, really angry, then that's going to negatively impact your health. Like they're going to be intertwined for a little bit coming up. So just make sure, your love life and everything's going to be good. Just focusing on your emotions, not like getting rid of anger. We need anger, right? But just making sure that it's not unnecessary. Okay. It's not unchecked. Okay. Check yourself before you wreck yourself is kind of the vibe I'm getting with that one for you, my dear. All right, so we're going to do one more astrology reading here. So this is, let's see. Trash Parrot's going to sleep. Good night, good day. Okay, so I'm just going to jump into Summer's Day. Let's see. So, I clicked on something. 10/10/78 at, all right, 10th of the 10th, 78. Let me go a new chart. 10/10/1978. And 10:11 p.m. in Orlando, Florida. Oh, what's Florida? FL? I feel like it's FL. I've been to Florida. I know this. Okay. Orlando. I love Florida. All right, let me have a look for you, my dear. Okie dokie. So, let's have a little look-see. You are a rising Gemini. That means what you're here to do is to spread a message, okay, to share a message, to network with people, and to sometimes this can be teaching as well, but helping people to understand your message in a way that is understandable for them. So adjusting it depending on your audience. Your sun is in Libra in the 5th house. So this means you express yourself really well, especially with children. This can be even like teaching as well. So teaching children, teaching kids, or working one-on-one with people, okay? So you'll express yourself the best when you are one-on-one with someone else. Coaching, mentoring, Libra can sometimes roll into like therapy as well. So that's interesting there. And then your moon sign is in Aquarius in the 9th house. So in order to stay emotionally fulfilled, you need to feel like you are doing something that's going to lift up the world or society, right? You are doing something that is worthwhile, something that will be for the greater good and that aligns with your core values. So if you're working for a place that doesn't align with your core values, you are not going to be happy. Okay, some people can ignore it, you will not be able to. You need to make sure that you are standing up for what you believe is right, okay? Even if that means going out and going marching or protesting or whatever it is, okay? You are going to have that drive to cause change. And when you do notice change from your actions, that's going to uplift society as a whole or uplift your community. And it's not going to be like major things, right? It could be, but it also could just be in your workplace, making sure that everyone feels comfortable, or you have, gender inclusive language written into your reports. Like, it can be things like that. They're not going to change the world, but they might change the world for some people. Okay. So it's just making sure that you are making a difference. That's going to make you feel so emotionally validated. You also need to make sure that you are constantly learning, growing, and a little bit outside your comfort zone. Okay. Teaching will be, there is like being in that 9th house with your moon, having that Gemini, it just really feels like teaching is going to almost be something that works really well for you. So keep that in mind with whatever you're doing. It doesn't mean necessarily teaching at a school, because I teach lots of people astrology and tarot and all of that. So there are different ways that you can teach different things. Hopefully that helps. All right, let's see. Angel Fernandez Casas. Hi, like and subscribe. Thank you. I want to ask my guides if it is a good idea to have a nose job in Turkey. Will I be satisfied? Let me have a look. Okay. Summer's Day. Sorry, I'm about to get into end of life doula. Let me flick back. So I'm getting shivers. Your 10th house, which is your career zone, is in the 9th house, and your 10th house is not in the 9th house. Your 10th house is in Aquarius and Pisces, but predominantly Pisces. Pisces is very much about the spiritual realm, the things that we keep hidden, the things that we don't talk about. So death is one of those things. Being a death doula and having your 10,000 Pisces is good. That's a good match. So you can probably hear my kids in the background maybe. And doing something a little bit unusual, because your 10th house does start in Aquarius. So doing something that's not normal is what I would class that as. Something unusual is a good thing. That works well. Having it in Gemini, it does feel having your rising Gemini does feel words related. So doing death doula work, a lot of it's going to be about how you talk and how you educate people on the end of life. Okay. So you're going to be educating your clients on what to expect, or what's, helping them figure out what they want and what they need. Okay. So just remember that that's part of what you're doing, sharing a message with them that it's okay. Yeah. Very beautiful work. I've just seen Cancerian. Will Jaden respond to my text? I don't do third party readings. So they need to be about yourself. All right, so I was going back up to Angel Fernandez Casas. All right, is it a good idea to have a nose job in Turkey? Will I be satisfied? Let's have a look. Okay, so I've just pulled 2 cards. One is for if you go ahead with Turkey. One is for if you go somewhere else. Look at another option, right? Okay. The first one is adjustment. So this is if you go ahead in Turkey. All right, so this one is ruled by Libra. It is all about balance, okay? What it feels like is coming through that it may not be going to Turkey, may need further work after this, if that makes sense. There will be further adjustments to get it how you were imagining it, or to get it even is kind of how it feels. All right. There is potentially, I'm not sure if you've looked into other options, but I have the Magician card, or the Magus is the, is there another option? So I've looked at the two, Turkey, somewhere else. Explore some other options as well. Just have another look at where else you could go, and make sure you're looking at reviews and things like that, because the Magus is a little bit more, you can have what you're envisioning is kind of what comes through with that card. It's very create energy and amazing manifestation, right? So you can have whatever you want. That's the vibe, right? Whereas adjustment kind of feels like there's going to be something else there that it's not 100% what you're happy with. So hopefully that helps you. So I'd say just keep an open mind about somewhere else potentially. All right, we might need to jump off shortly. I've been on for about an hour, just about. So Summer's Day says, thank you. That makes my next chapter feel so bright. You're very welcome. Mary James says, hello, I was wondering what you know about spiders. I've been seeing a lot having dreams of spiders. Like, I've not been scared of them in my dreams. I just watch what they do. Spiders have a few symbols. So it depends what they're doing as well. Are they making webs? Are they doing something else? So sometimes spiders can be a symbol in your dreams of hard work. All right. So working really hard towards something. They can be sometimes a sign of strength as well. Like, spider webs are super strong, super sticky, right? They're weavers, okay? So they are changing little threads to make this overall bigger pattern. So look at potentially what little things you can change in your life to get your overall goal, okay? So that can be just control and that sort of idea coming through with them. Sometimes, and I don't know if you are a witch or if you do deity work or anything like that, but I know spiders can be a sign of, I think, Hecate. So potentially even look into that. But yeah, usually hard work is what I find with spiders when they come through. Okie dokie. I reckon that's probably about it. I'll just do Paisley Barnes if you're still here. A general reading if you have a chance. I felt really kind of lost and drifting. You know what, Paisley? I'm going to give you one of the self-care ones because I think that's what you're going to need. Let's have a look. A general reading if you have a chance. So this is for Paisley Barnes. Let's see what you need to start getting on track. Okay, I'm going to pull two cards for you. All right, so two things that are going to help you sort of start to get back into your body, get back into who you are and what you need. So first one, dance. So this is like movement. This is sometimes intuitive dance. This can just be, this can be dancing for like fitness as well. So fitness or health, that sort of thing. This also just feels like allowing your body to move how it wants to move, getting up and doing something and listening to that music and flowing with it, okay? That's going to really help you start to connect back in with you and who you are. The other thing is plan a vacation, okay? So especially after all this lockdown crap that everyone's gone through, depending on where you are in the world, whatever restrictions are, sometimes just having this goal of like, oh my gosh, okay, so even if I can't do it right now, in 6 months, a year, 2 years, I'm going to go to Disneyland, or I'm going to go to Tokyo, or I'm going to go to the Italian Riviera, wherever it is that like lights your heart up, start planning it. Cut pictures out of magazines of where you want to go, start making a Pinterest board, save something on Instagram, like start researching it and getting yourself excited for it and having that goal that you can go towards, right? So right now you're feeling a little bit like you're drifting and lost. At least having a goal that you can work towards, so planning this vacation, that's going to help you, as well as just getting back into your body and physical movement. Okay. All right. So I think that's probably about it, guys. It's about an hour. of free readings to celebrate 10,000. Thank everyone. I thank you all so much for all of your support. I absolutely appreciate it. It is so fantastic. If you are following me here on YouTube, but not on my other platforms, make sure to check it out on TikTok, Instagram. I've also got Facebook, Twitter now as well. So most of them are Suburban Witchery. Instagram, it's suburban_witchery. And then over on Twitter, it's Hannah the SW, because they have restrictions on what you can call yourself. Shirley, what did Shirley say? Can I have a question? All right, I'll do yours last. You pop down what your question is, though, because I can't see one there. Paisley says, thank you. You're very welcome, my dear. Sorry, Shirley, I don't do third-party readings. So I only read for you, not for other people. You're very welcome, Small Baker. What else did I want to say? Oh, yeah, if you haven't yet, check out my podcast. I have a podcast called Witch Talks, a Suburban Witchery podcast. It is here on YouTube if you are a YouTube fan, but it's also on Apple Podcasts, it's on Spotify, all of that. As I said, I've got this new microphone. Unfortunately, I have recorded and done all of my episodes up until start of Jan, using not this microphone. So it's not as great, but like the audio is getting better. I promise you that. But it just took a little while to shell out the cash for this, right? So, but the actual content in there is phenomenal. There are some really great ones. The Halloween episode is so cool. It's coming out obviously on Halloween. If you're in North America, it comes out on the 31st at nighttime, nice and spooky. If you're in Australia, where I am, it's going to come out at 6 a.m. on November 1st. But this is an interview with a person who is a necromancer, a mortician, a medium, and what are they called? I've lost the word. They do the bodies, autopsies. Oh, I've already said it, mortician. So that is fascinating. We talk about death, we talk about pagan funeral rites, we talk about mediumship, near-death experiences, how to ward your property from spirits and spirit work. And oh my gosh, it's fascinating. Fascinating. Probably my favorite episode I've done thus far. So definitely subscribe and check that one out, because it's really great. All right, so Shirley, I'll just do this last one. What is my future love path? Lots of love today, guys. Let's have a look. Okay, so at the moment, we have 8 of swords. So this one is restriction, okay? So in terms of love path, it feels really restricted. Now, what we can see, so she's like encircled by these swords, but that's being imprisoned by your own thoughts and mind as well, okay? So at any point, she can walk, there's a gap behind her and there's a gap in front of her. So she can choose to leave the prison of her mind, if that makes sense. So sometimes we imprison ourselves into these ideas of what we think, and we restrict what we could have, okay? Sometimes this comes through as well with people who have really high standards. Like, I will only date someone who is over 6 foot, works as a lawyer, is this. And like, dude, you just like cut out most of the population, right? So that can sometimes be how that one comes through. And sometimes it is more on the opposite end where it's your self-worth. Okay, because that card is also related to eating disorders. So potentially it is around your self-worth and restricting yourself in that manner as well. So it can kind of go both ways. So what I would say is look at how you can open things up. Okay, hopefully that helps. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you didn't get a reading, that's all I'm doing for today, but keep an eye out because I do them when I hit major milestones. And over on Instagram, I'm like this close to hitting 30,000 followers. So as soon as I hit 30,000 followers, you know I'm going to be doing a live over there. So definitely jump onto that. I'll probably go and can't do live readings on Twitter, can you? No, but I'll probably do some free card pulls on Twitter whilst I'm trying to get the following up there because I'm only new on Twitter. So it's still like 200 followers or something. So if you have Twitter, go follow me there. I'm just rigid with trying to not be intimate too soon and be in a relationship. And that's fine. It's fine to have your values as well. But yeah, rigid is a good word to use with that card also. So see how you can open yourself up and be a little bit more free-flowing. Tune in with yourself. Go with your gut. But don't bypass your values based on a tarot reading, okay? So do what feels right for you. My Twitter is Hannah VSW. Hannah VSW. Hannah is HANA. So everything else is like suburban witchery, but yeah, Twitter was a bit weird about it. All right, so that's pretty much it. As I said, make sure you're tuning into the podcast. It's fascinating, and I will chat with you all next time. If you haven't subscribed to me here, because I've got tons of good content coming for you. All righty, my dears, have a lovely day wherever you are in the world today. It's been a pleasure connecting with you all today. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope to chat with you all again soon. Bye.